Hey, tubers, what's up, man? Time to simplify my situation. Oh, man, I just tired of buying guitar stands. So, without further ado, I invested in the Rok-IT stage accessories by Gator, a 5 electric guitar stand holder. Let's get into it, see if it's any good. I bought this on Amazon. It was somewhere in the ballpark of $45. And I've never had a guitar stand that holds several guitars at once. But man, I've just got so many guitars laying around, and I may or may not have a couple more on the way as we speak. So, yeah. I'm just going to try to get all this stuff out of the box here. Put this bad boy together. Thought you might want to watch. If you don't want to watch, you could fast forward to the end of the video. Again, this is the Rok-IT GTR Rack 5 by Gator. Got this on Amazon. I don't know, man, there's all kind of Black Friday deals and all that coming around the corner, man. Maybe you could get it for less elsewhere, or I don't know, man, put it in the comments. Do you have a guitar stand holder that holds multiple guitars? If so, man, what's your favorite brand? That kind of situation. Anything we should be staying away from. That's probably something I should have asked before I made a purchase, but you know, hey man, if you hang out on the channel, man, you already know I'm going in deep, so you know, hey. By the way, man, if you like this kind of content, feel free to one sheet of instructions. Not very descriptive, but we'll do the best we can. If you like this kind of content, man, feel free to like the video. Hey, subscribe to the channel, man. Come on back and hang out at TED Talks Guitars and Life. I say this all the time, but I really mean it, man. There are a lot of cool folks hanging out on the channel. We're having some great conversations in the comments. Lots of people sharing their ideas and their opinions about things. And I've heard from a lot of you that you're finding the conversations helpful, man. And look, it's not me. I keep saying this, I don't think people think I'm sincere when I say it, but I don't fancy myself the teacher in this deal, man. I am just on a journey. I'm on my own journey with guitars and my own journey of life. And this pin is apparently a big deal. We'll talk about that in a minute, what that does. Well, I guess I can tell you now, in theory, what that does is releases the foldability feature of the stand, which is the only thing I'm a little bit kind of leery of, is having my guitars on a rack and something happening where the rack fell over. Of course, some of you might be thinking, well, man, the cheap guitars you're going to put on that rack doesn't really matter, but you know, man, anything you pay your money for is worth protecting, right? So yeah, man, there's a lot of great people on the comments, sharing journey, talking about life, man, and different things they've done and kind of gear that they use and what has worked from them, man. I hope it's really helpful for somebody. So you're going to see this upside down, but I'm just going to lay this out the way it's supposed to go. So that would be the top, and these would be the sides, and these would be the feet, and these would be the poles that go in the middle. That's my thinking anyway. So let me get my diagram out and make sure I've got this copacetic, man. So I've got 2 of these bad boys. One needs to go like this, and one needs to go like that. That's what I would imagine. And this with the pin needs to go right in here, like so. I'm thinking. So we'll see about that. Nothing's kind of holding steady by itself, so I'm gonna try to do this as gingerly as possible. Okay, well, let's see. And then we've got our side pieces here. And our foam has kind of made its way down the pole, as it were. Spin that out a little bit. Yeah, one of the things that attracted me to this one was the padding on everything. The bottom is padded. The top of the rack is padded. You know, man, like I said, I've never purchased anything like this before. So, all right. So I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start on this side, and I'm gonna take. Well, it doesn't say if this is A or B, does it? Oh, I see. That's A and that's B. All right. Set those to the side for a minute. So yeah, I'm just going to take one of these. And I think I'd prefer it to be here. Let's see. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I don't understand quite how it connects to the back quite yet. Oh, yeah. I see it. Okay. Well, so these are the pieces that you get in the box. I'm going to throw this together, man, and then I'm going to come back and hang out with you in just a minute and talk about life and guitar. Stand by. Okay, just a fun little fact here. There are 8 screws in the box. 4 of them are a little bit longer than the other 4. It did take me about 3 minutes to figure out that the longer ones go into the sides here and the shorter ones will attach the back bar. Anyway, there are no instructions. The screws are not labeled as far as I can tell. If they're so anyway, guys at Gator, if you're watching, a little more detailed instruction would be helpful on the screw placement. Just for other people, I didn't have a problem. No, I just said I did. Stand by. Okay, so here we are, about 10 minutes later. Yeah, man, this is the Rok-IT Gator 5 guitar stand holder. One of the things I read about it is that people were talking about it feeling flimsy. And the bottom is rock solid for sure. The sides are meant to do that. Let me see if I can zoom in here and show you. There's a trigger on the stand. In the event that you were a gigging musician, in the event that you were going to take this from your home or garage band space or wherever to the stage, and you wanted to take your stand with you, the way you would accomplish that would be by pulling this pin. And when you pull the pin out, it releases so that it's completely foldable. I mean, it's not a very small fold. You have to put it in your trunk or something like that. And then you just bring it back to lock it in place. So, truthfully, I'm not a fan of this. I knew that it had the trigger. I knew that it was foldable. I don't think that anything is going to push the guitars this way and knock them all off. However, I am thinking I may rig this where it is immovable. So I may do that with some black, heavy-duty black tie wraps or something, and make this where it doesn't move at all. That's kind of a fail in my mind, but the jury's out on it, so we'll be back. You know, my friends, sometimes necessity is the mother of invention. So, good news, bad news. Start with the bad news. Bad news is that my attempt to use some these bad boys right here to fix this from going forward did not work. So, I remembered that I had, don't get me started, from the Orange Crush, some foam brush handles that for some reason I kept around the shop. Pretty cool. So, little Oklahoma ingenuity. Spoiler alert, I am not from Texas. I'm from Baltimore, Arizona, Oklahoma, Baltimore, Oklahoma, Philippines, Texas. Anyway, so because I had these laying around the shop, I said, you know what, man? I'm going to get a saw and I'm going to make some wedges. So I did. I took some sandpaper and flattened both sides of this where it wasn't round, but actually used the more solid end, not the hollow end. And yeah, man, made some wedges. This bad boy ain't going nowhere. So, word of the wise on the Gator Rok-IT guitar stand. You may or may not feel the need to put a wedge of some kind to prevent it from tipping over for whatever reason it might. I think unless you pull that pin, it's not going anywhere, but I'm not going to be traveling with this. I'm not going to take it to a gig and line my guitars up. So that was my solution, a little wedge for the win. We'll be back. Okay, my friends, we are complete. See, you can barely see those little wooden dowels. You just had to see it in context. Not that anybody cared. And I've got room for one more. Oh, and what's this? This is my Squier Classic Vibe Stratocaster. And I have purchased a Tease Strat guitar. That'll be coming shortly. And when that bad boy gets here, and we are going to do a comparison shootout of the Squier Classic Vibe right up against the Tease ST1, their $150 Strat model. Stratocaster. Anyway, man, so that's the update. That is the Rok-IT 5 guitar rack that I got on Amazon with my own money for 45 bucks. And that has simplified my space, man. Well, seems like you learn something new every day. And this was my journey. Hey, man, wherever you are in your guitar journey, man, I pray it's a long, smooth, safe, joy-filled ride for you, Jack. Rock on with your bad selves, everybody. I will catch you all down the road.